Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Colorful Kid Podcast. Tonight, Naib joins us to discuss the March roster, aka pretty much the final roster before the World Cup / this is the World Cup roster. Naib, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Raul? What's up, bro? Good to see you. Hope everyone that listens to this podcast is doing well. We're entering spring finally for us. And the Northeast has been a rough one, a rough winter. So I'm really, really enjoying the fact that we're getting out of it and heading into the spring. It's literally days now for the World Cup, no? And I think with this roster that just came out a couple of hours ago, basically, there's still a lot to think through and see really how the final list will look because the injuries and everything. But I think there's a couple of names in the list that create a little bit of intrigue um, on what type of team we're going to see against Portugal at Estadio Azteca.
And let's just go right through the list. We'll go position by position, kind of see if we can talk ourselves into anyone else. The goalies, Tyler Rangel, Memo Ochoa, Carlos Acevedo. I don't see anyone else breaking into this top three. What are your thoughts, Naib?
Was back, no?
Yeah.
Ochoa finally, after being in the hideout in Cyprus, is coming to Azteca, is coming to Mexico. There won't be no problem now. He can do as many promotions as he wants, and there won't be an issue, as was the last time that he magically showed up in Mexico without being in the roster. So, historic. Ochoa will be one of the few footballers in the history of the game to play 6 World Cups. Oh, it's going to be him. It's going to be Messi and Cristiano. So I mean, I think it's something special, but it remains to be seen if he'll be the starter. I
You
think
think he still
Tala.
has a chance? You think he still has a chance to be a starter?
I think there's still a chance, and the reason I say it is because in history with Vasco, what he did in
Is he gonna pull
2010,
it reverse? He's gonna pull it reverse?
he's gonna do the reverse probably.
Bring Ochoa at the last minute?
Could
Man.
be good, and a lot will depend on how his goalkeeping coach sees him in these sort of days, working with him closely. There is a sense, in my opinion, based on what I've seen, is that he doesn't have the reflexes like he used to, and it's normal. I mean, he's hitting 40, no? And I think that what separates Tala Rangel right now from the rest of the goalkeeping options is his ability to play on the ground with the ball. He's not afraid. And I think, the more repetitions he has that with Chivas this season, the more confident he will be. But it remains to be seen if he'll be able to live on with that pressure. It's not the same as playing in Omni Life with players that you see every day and you train with them every day, than in an Azteca that it's really demanding, no? So, every pass needs to be very well thought out, and it's not gonna be. It's new for him. It will be all new for Tala. That's the thing. That's the problem right now.
I don't think Memo has a chance of starting, but that's just me, and I'm a huge Memo fan.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he starts one of these 2 games just to make sure. I don't think I have him starting. I have Tyler by this point. Tyler's the guy. As far as the number 3 goalkeeper, I don't think. I mean, Carlos Acevedo has been called up before by, Vasco, but he hasn't seen 0 minutes under
yeah.
Vasco. The only 3 keepers that play are Tala, Memo, and Malagon. Those are the only 3 keepers that have seen time for Vasco, so I think Carlos is, hey, 3rd keeper, enjoy the ride.
There is this rumor that Padilla from Athletic de Bilbao is still considered. And I'm surprised if he was still considered. Why wouldn't you bring him in for this?
Yeah.
But it remains to be seen. Padilla had a stint in Pumas, then went back to Atleti, where he played cup games. Um, there is also this other rumor that Rafa will have a say in bringing in some U23 players into this roster for his own proceso. And one would think that Padilla, because of his age, is a possibility there, no? That he could be seen as someone that will get looks in the next proceso. Not to be a starter, but will get looks.
It's a goalkeeper, so
Yeah, and he's not gonna
Acevedo's not
play.
that old. Acevedo's not that old. I mean, he could be the keeper in the next cycle, you know?
That is true too.
But, yeah, I think these are the 3. I don't think there's gonna be any last-minute surprises. If Padilla goes in that will be a shocker because he didn't
Why
get called
isn't
into
he?
this. It's so I think these are the 3 going in. As far as center backs, Cesar Montes, Johan Vasquez, Everardo Lopez, Israel Reyes, and Jesus Angulo. I'm counting Angulo as a center back, but we talked before we started recording, he can play fullback,
Yeah,
and he's kinda the backup to Gallardo, but as far as center backs go, I think this is it.
yeah.
Maybe Purata if someone gets hurt or
No,
something?
no.
No?
Maybe, and this is just shooting out there, but Campillo, because of the level he's shown, and not just this season, but last season before he got hurt, there was already some things that stood out, no. And then this is a guy that can play in the midfield as well, and but that's just shooting the stars because it depends on injuries and who might be strong. But if there is injuries, I feel like there that Campillo will be an option.
And as far as left-footed center backs, you got Lopez, the backup Vasquez, basically, right there,
Yeah.
and Montes, you got Israel Reyes, pretty much his backup, and Reyes can also play a little bit right back. I don't like it when he does because it basically means it's basically 3 in the back because he doesn't push up as much, but he gives you that flexibility, so I think those 4 guys are locked in as center backs. Angulo, late, he hasn't seen that many minutes in Vasco, but I'm not too shocked, and he
He's
also
a
brings that
favorite of
flexibility.
Vasco as well, because he was out with injury, then he came back. Angulo, no, Tigres is one of those teams that will be there. I mean, I don't know if they're playing against Cincinnati today in the CONCACAF Champions Cup as we record this.
Yeah, I
Uh,
believe so.
that's intriguing to see if they're going to be able to come back, no, and stay in that tournament. Angulo, let's not forget that Angulo was a major part of that Atlas bicampeón, no? And then he got that big move, that millionaire move to Tigres. He's one of those players that, stayed in Mexico, no? And got the millions in Mexico. When possibly in other countries, maybe Angulo might have gone to Europe after his Atlas stint. But it's not the case in Mexico because of how the market works, no? So he remained in Mexico, and we'll see if he makes the final roster.
Yeah, that Atlas squad got raided.
Yeah.
It's just
But
everyone
they still got the goalkeeper, the Colombian goalkeeper still there, no?
yeah, but they went from winning back to back to, "Let's make the Liguilla,"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, it was they haven't they definitely haven't been in that level since then.
and now their neighbors, Chivas, are good. It's rough time for Atlas fans out there.
Rough time for Peso Pluma too, no? Because he's a big Atlas fan.
Yeah. Another thing that kinda complicates things a little bit for center backs is you can kinda play Eric Lida back there, you can play Luis Romo when healthy, you can play Edson Alvarez, so
Yeah.
I think we bring 4. I think we bring 4. I think with those other midfielders, we can those can pop in, but yeah, moving on to fullbacks, dedicated fullbacks. We have on this roster, we got Jorge Sanchez, Richie Ledesma, who did not play last night for Chivas because he was precautionary, I think, something like
Yeah.
he wasn't hurt, but like it was just like let's not play him. And then Jesus Gallardo at left back, and I guess his backup would be Angulo for this window. We do have a bunch of injuries though. Julian Araujo, nothing long term, but just banged up. Mateo Travis, same thing, hurt shoulder, but nothing serious. And then you still seem to think that Huescas has a chance, so I threw him on there, but, those 3 guys have a chance to make the roster as well. Anyone else, any surprises in this call up?
No, no, no surprises. When it comes to Jorge Sanchez, there's this idea that he's one of those players that he's had many looks already, no? And what is the benefit of him being constantly called in? And of course, I think right now the reason he's in is because there's no Huescas available.
And
That's the
Araujo.
and Araujo,
So 2 backs right there.
but at the end of the day, he went to Greece. He's playing over there. He's getting that experience. He's a player that is a when Jorge Sanchez started in the Santos system, it was him and Arteaga. Arteaga on the left, Sanchez on the right, and both of them ended up going to Europe. So they were good players, talent wise, technically, but I feel they didn't live up to it. And it's a constant in that generation type, the Jorge Sanchez, the Arteaga, the Lainez, that these players went to Europe, but they just couldn't make it. And now, for example, in the case of Linus, and we'll talk a little bit about later, but it's looking like he's not going to the World Cup because hasn't been involved in these last games. So it tells you a little bit about that generation. It lacks something. Clearly, it lacked, I don't know, maybe mentality to really break through. But the talent is there. The talent is there, definitely. It's just maybe something with the mentality aspect.
Do you think, if Araujo is healthy, you think Sanchez is called up? Because I know Ledesma would have been called up, and
Uh,
you're not bringing 3 fullbacks,
yeah,
3
yeah,
right
yeah.
backs.
It's a tough one. I mean, I think if Julian was healthy, I think Sanchez is not in,
Yeah, I agree.
based on what has happened in the last months. But we'll find out if in fact Sanchez is one of those. I mean, if Sanchez starts against Portugal, then it's already set in stone that he's gonna be one of the names in the final roster.
As far as left back, Gallardo's gonna go, and I think Travis will go.
Mateo.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he fits that.
Mateo's
They're different players. Gallardo's a little more stronger defensively. Chavez likes to bomb down there. He's also young, could be part of, the next chapter of the Mexican national team with Rafa. I don't know who is the 3rd fullback, though. Is it Angulo? Like, just going down the depth chart, who would be the 3rd fullback? The left back.
left
I don't
back.
even yeah, I don't even who?
I mean, it would probably be a Cotorro from Chivas.
Yeah,
Because of the
yeah,
level. And I know that, there's gonna be a lot of talk. I mean, it's just that team's playing so good right now that
so
is
good.
just unnoticeable. I mean, this is not because of, I don't know, pro Chiva or whatever. No, the team's really
I'm a
playing
Club
really good.
America fan. I hate Chivas, but I
Exactly.
game recognized game. They've
Exactly.
killed it.
Exactly. This is a kind of like this morning I was thinking. This is what happened when La Volpe was the coach of Atlas, and the Cepeda came through, Pardo, Rafa. This Atlas that had a lot of exciting young Mexicans. What was happening with Chivas and Milito? And I would say that if Chivas, that this Milito side plays really maybe better than La Volpe side, because of how electric it is, and just the sheer number of passes and, for example, just seeing, for example, Piojo Alvarado, the way he moves on the field. I mean, he's not just in one place. He's like he's everywhere.
He's all over the field, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So those are the fullbacks. The midfield, here's where we got some options of who's there, who's not gonna there. We got Eric Lida, Obed Vargas, some guy named Fidalgo. I don't know who he is. Denzel Garcia, the legend Charlie Rodriguez, Eric Sanchez, Orbelin Pineda, the kid from Chicago, Brian Gutierrez. So that's who got called up. Who me and you think still have a chance to make this roster healthy. Edson Alvarez, he's gonna be out until April. Gilberto Mora, don't really know his injury status, but it's nothing threatening, but it might be nagging enough where maybe he doesn't get called
Yeah.
up. And then Luis Romo. Is there anyone else you think has a chance
Uh,
midfield-wise?
no, no, not that I can think of right now on the top of my head. I mean, I think the names that are available
Yeah.
is
Well,
pretty
I guess
straightforward.
Lainez would count as a forward, but
Yeah, yeah. Look, with Edson and Mora, I think the question to Vasco is, how long are you willing to wait for them? Are you really willing to wait till the last minute for them? Because look, Edson is gonna be back and he won't play with Fenerbahce, especially if Kante's healthy and he's there.
well,
And
if he's not gonna play, Vasco has said he will ask for his European players if their team's position is good. Like, he
yeah, yeah,
said he said if Fulham's out of the cup and they're safe from relegation and they're in their spot, he's gonna ask to get Raul early. If I'm a Fenerbahce, I don't have a use for Edson, maybe I let him go a
yeah,
couple
yeah,
weeks
because it's a
early.
loan. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that could potentially happen, but the thing is, he's not having competitive minutes, and you know this is the thing about Edson. If Edson is not available, it's not a big miss for the national team. I mean, I don't think it's like it hurts the national teams to not have Edson Alvarez, you know? Not
I mean,
to
we have
this.
the built-in replacement. Eric Lida is kind of I
Yeah,
don't think he's
yeah.
as good as Edson, but yeah, it's not like it's that huge and drop. That's the one position where Mexico has options.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's way different to, I don't know, I think it will be different if, for example, Raul Jimenez is out. Then that's when it gets a little bit
Yes.
like, shoot, we're in
That's
trouble.
a
Like this
that's a
is the
bigger drop off. Yeah.
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 You know what I mean? We'll see it. We'll wait and see. I mean, because Edson has been decorated as the captain of this generation, but
Edson's
he
making the roster. I don't know what you're talking. If he has 2 legs, he's making the roster.
yeah,
He just is. I don't see him not making the roster. Will
we'll
he be
see, we'll
good?
see.
I don't know. Whether he's gonna be
Yeah,
in form? I don't know, but
because that's another thing is, like, if this team, with the players available right now, plays good against Portugal and plays good against Belgium, a lot of the players that are not involved in this roster are kinda screwed at the moment, because this could be
it's a test. It's the final test.
is a final test, and if these guys excel, then it's like, what the heck are you gonna do? Are you gonna change 6 of the names? Why change it if it's already working? So it's a lot of big decisions, and it's questions that have to be asked to him, to Vasco, and say, "Are you willing to wait on a player that is practically not gonna play?" I mean, he's not gonna have any competitive minutes heading into the World Cup. At this point, he's not. And I think it needs to be said, because why are you gonna take a spot from a player that is actually playing and doing well for one that is practically hasn't played since January?
Let me put it this way, would you rather have Edson Alvarez or Denzel Garcia?
When you put it that way, it's different. I
Yeah, I'm
mean,
not saying it's not like you're not gonna call up Eric Lida because you got Edson.
yeah,
And besides, defensive mid is the one position, they're gonna get 2 yellows or something, and you're gonna have to miss a game in the it always happens
that is true. That is
you
true as
know,
well.
something happens, he gets a dumb yellow in one game and a questionable yellow in the other, and guess what? He has to miss the next game. Luis Romo, I have him as a midfielder, and we talked about it before. He can also play fullback, or sorry, he can also play center back if we try playing the Chivas system.
I'm a little bit worried also about Romo, because when he got injured the first time and then he came back,
Yeah.
he popped right away, and that's a bad sign. That means that he's not fully fit, and that he hasn't been so careful about the recuperation. He's trying to speed it up, and that's a big worry, that one as well.
And Mora, I don't know anything about his status.
Yeah.
Cholos don't say anything. They've protected this kid. They've done a good job. I'm not criticizing them for protecting him. You don't need to hear about any updates or anything. I think it's just he's a teenager, man. He's literally going through growing pains.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and it depends. That's another one. It really, I'm it's hard, that one. It's really, really hard, because he was doing really well to close out last year, and you don't want to rush it. You just don't want to rush it as well. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, he's a teenager. If he makes it, good. If he doesn't make it, it's also good. I mean, there's
I mean,
nothing wrong.
If I'm Rafa, I want him on the roster.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But if he's not 100%, then don't. Why risk it? And I mean, it's those things, with when a player of that sort is sort of listens to the agent, listens to the club, listens to the I mean, there's a lot of people involved, but he's closely listening to the agent and his family, and whatever they say, I'm gonna do. And there's been that rumor that he didn't want to get surgery, because he got advice by his people close to him to not get surgery. And then the national team was a little bit like, "Wait, if you do surgery now, you'll be kind of ready for May." But he decided not to. So all this kind of stuff. It's it's diplomacy. At the end of the day, it's like, different parties want different things.
One thing to keep in mind when we talked about all these players that are at the League MX, there is an agreement with the owners and the FMF that these players will get released during the season. Those players, I feel like, almost have an extra little bit of time to show, "Hey, I'm healthy. I'm in camp earlier than the European players." They get, like, one final look, I think, kind of like, "I'm right here. I'm healthy."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing for Vasco. It's like, does he really want to make cuts during the camps? No, I don't know if he's gonna be up to the task in doing that. But it's a possibility. It's a possibility because of the amount of injuries that exist. Is you got to have a lot of people available and then make the call. Pretty basic, no? But it is complicated.
Moving on to talking to the players who are in this call-up, let's just get the elephant in the room here. Fidalgo. He
Long time
he's
coming.
playing. He's doing well. He's seeing minutes in Real Betis. He's
I mean,
finally
it's
th this
it's
this has been,
um
what, 2 years coming now? 2 years we've been talking about this?
2, 3 years. Yeah, yeah, 2
Yeah.
years, 3 years. It's Fidalgo and Quiñones are 2 naturalizados that know each other, and that, were important in America in the tricampeonato process. And I think that's important to note, no? And I feel that Fidalgo, he brings something different to the midfield, no? The
Is
the
is
the
he
sort
the
of
Marcel Dries replacement, essentially?
essentially, and I would say that, there's more quality in the vision on the field, and more the quarterbacking of soccer from Fidalgo than Marcel. I think Marcel, in the last weeks prior to his injury, he was exceeding himself too much. The tackles were a little bit were pretty dangerous, to be honest, in some cases. And even Turco came out and say, "But that's the essence of Marcel." You don't see that type of stuff from Fidalgo. There's more organization, more calmness to the game.
He's the
So
Spanish playmaker slash
exactly,
Mexican
the
now.
the Mexican. And so I think that's required, I think, in a national team to have that type of midfielder. Now, what I'm intrigued to see is who will be around him, and I think who will
Lida,
complement him better. Lira,
I think
Obed, you know?
I I mean, let's just game this out. If we're doing a I don't think we play it very often anymore. If we're doing a 4-3-3 with the 3 midfielders and you need to win a game with this roster, you're starting
With the
Lida?
3 midf Lira,
Yeah.
yeah, Fidalgo and Obed Vargas, probably.
Yeah?
I mean, there is Charlie and Orbelin, which are players that I think that we've seen enough already. We've seen
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I put Ledesma in the midfield instead of Charlie and Orbelin. They should at this point, no? I would put Richie Ledesma in the midfield. Richie,
He came up
Fidalgo,
as a
and
winger.
yeah, yeah, he can play in the midfield easily.
We have to talk about my boy Brian Gutierrez. Kind of out of nowhere. 3 months ago, he was chilling down the street, Chicago, just chilling. Now he's starting for Chivas, scoring bangers. Scored a banger last night. Scored a nice goal in Mexico's blowout win last window. I think he's going to the World Cup. Is that
Yeah,
crazy?
he has a great opportunity. I mean, I think a lot of factors happen. I think with him, it's more, the fact that Marcel is out of the picture helps
Yeah,
him.
that's yes.
It allows him to still be present in this roster, but it's also he has taken advantage of his opportunities. I mean, he arrived to Chivas, didn't need any adaptation period, went right in and really made an influence right away. He did the same with the national team with those friendlies in Panama, Bolivia, Iceland. He got himself in there, and look, he's here now. No, he has nothing to lose at this point. I mean, I think he's
Yeah.
here. He's here, and then whatever happens now, it's up to him. And if he gets minutes and he makes a difference, then I think he'll definitely get the nod from Vasco when it comes to consideration for the final roster.
Another thing in his favor is that he can play on the wing. I don't think he's as effective on the wing as he is playing in the middle, but he gives Vasco that flexibility that he can start off wide, or he can move in or do the vice versa. So that's valuable. And one thing I love about Brian's game, he'll shoot it, man. You see these guys hesitate? Nah, he's going for it. He has a good long
No.
shot,
And
bangers
he's a
only.
very, very, very modern midfielder. No, in terms of his pressing triggers, and he's not afraid. I mean, he runs all game long. I mean, he doesn't get tired, and I think that is something that if you make yeah, I've been intrigued to see, the GPS and the distances that all of these players do in training sessions and game, and I'm pretty sure Brian is up there. And if he maintains himself up there, it goes unnoticed, no? And then I think that's when Vasco has to make the call and put him in the final roster. But it's a great success story, because he was in the mix for the U.S. men's national team, and he was involved in the last Gold Cup with them. There was camps before and everything, and then at the end, he made the call to move to Mexico, and I think he made a great decision.
So I'm hyped for him, and he's getting called up. And the second game in this window is Yeah, second game. He's in Chicago, where he plays Soldier Field.
That's crazy.
That's dope. Excited for him.
Homecoming.
Yeah. He's gonna have so many family members there. It's gonna be crazy.
Solo section.
Dude, it's gonna be I'm happy. I'm so happy for him. Forwards, Jimenez, Piojo Alvarado, Memo Martinez, Quiñones, Vega, Hormiga, Berterame. People who I think still have a chance, Santi, and I'll give him a chance, but not really, Chino Huerta. Anyone else
Yeah.
you think has a chance at cracking that? I mean, we kinda
No,
talked about a little bit before, but Lainez?
no, he's
Is he
out.
missing a second World Cup in a row?
No, it's over, no? I mean, I think that it's kinda crazy when you think about it when you see his career and how he started, and I mean, it's just a total mess. I mean, there that's gonna be something, how the Mexican media is, and, this is a type of news that sells.
Hoy
Joya Perdida, or like, why is he not what's the reason he's not involved? Is it indisciplina? Did he do something in the last, call up he was in that was really bad that now he's not even considered? No, or is it just a tactical decision? Vasco's gonna get that question asked, and it's gonna be interesting to see what he says because it's not like Lainez is playing bad. I mean, he's playing pretty good. I mean, he's doing well with Tigres, but it's not. He did something, or something's wrong with him that he's not in this roster.
and another player that's not here, that's not really in the player pool anymore, Marcelo Flores. Just wanted to touch space on him real quick. Got called up to the Canadian national team. If I'm a betting man, he is going to the World Cup for Canada.
He's going, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, all the process that Jesse March did, calling him, making sure he was doing okay, you
He
know.
visited him, I believe, in Mexico.
So it makes sense that he's gonna be in the World Cup. Good for him. Good for him, and hopefully he does well in the World Cup, and does keeps doing well for Tigres, and maybe win something with Tigres.
Yeah. In this group they got called up, I think Memo Martinez is the placeholder for Santi Jimenez.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Everyone else I think is going. I just wanted to talk real quick on Hormiga.
Poof, what a level.
I'm
9
not
goals, no?
y
I
I don't
think
even know,
9.
dude.
Yeah,
Did he
yeah.
score 1 or 2 yesterday? I feel like everyone scored a
One,
goal last night for
one
Chivas.
goal, one goal. Yeah, the penalty.
Yeah, and very I know everyone's talking about it, all the social media accounts are blowing it up. Very reminiscent of Chicharito in 2010. Very.
So the story's repeating itself.
Kind of crazy how similar it is.
Yeah. The thing with Hormiga maybe that could improve is just a little bit more clinical on the finishing, I think. There's still some misses where I feel like I he could do better there. But it's still 9
Very
goals.
very
I mean,
Chicha-esque.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But also it just goes to show you, how many chances Chivas creates. I mean, they create so much chances from the right, from the left, from the center, from all areas. And I think that he's always gonna have some type of chance to score.
And half this roster is gonna be his teammates, so it's gonna be like he's playing a Chivas game anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a big call right now, to be honest, because with a full strong squad, I don't see Hormiga starting. If Raul is healthy, if Santi's healthy, Berterame is healthy, they'll still have like the upper hand. But you never know. I mean, like, there's still that. I mean, Chicharito the same way in 2010. I mean, he started against Argentina, I believe, came off the bench against France and scored the goal against France. So something similar can happen with Hormiga as well.
But if we don't bring Orbia and we bring Memo Martinez,
No, no,
that's
no, that's impossible. No. I
I'm
don't
gonna
even
lose
know
my
how
mind.
Memo is still involved. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's
Someone's
strange.
like, "Why couldn't we bring Sepulveda?" I was like, "It doesn't matter. What these guys are not gonna see minutes. They're not gonna make the World Cup, and they're not if they see minutes, we're in trouble."
Yeah, we are in trouble.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Quiñones up here. I wanna see him more minutes. Like, just throw him out there, let him start a game against Portugal or, like, just I'm curious to see especially like you were saying with Fidalgo, maybe
Yeah,
just to
they
see what
know each
happens.
other. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See what happens, and take it from there. You know, uh, we haven't really seen moments of Quiñones, Raúl. Like them two together.
I wanted, Vasco to do the same double forwards he did with the Jimenezes back in the Nations Cup or Nations League, but Quiñones and Jimenez just to see because I feel like that could work.
And it could work, especially with the level that Quiñones has right now. I mean, he's just scoring goals in bunches. I do feel that they can complement each other. I mean, Raúl Jimenez is such a smart player. Give it time, give it reps, and I think there's a chance.
And missing play with injury bug, I got a list here of players who are not gonna be at the World Cup. Malagón, Achilles, he's not gonna be at the World Cup. I keep telling people, like, the World Cup is just timing. It's all about ti this man was the best goalkeeper Mexico had for 3.5 years. He
Yeah,
was number 1. He won multi el tricampeón. He was the best. He had a rough couple months, probably not gonna start the World Cup, and then boom, injury. Now he's not even gonna go to the World Cup.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
as crazy as crazy as it gets, to be honest, because it includes an injury, a very serious injury as well. Because
yeah.
when he returns, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy to recover from that one. I mean, look, KD, Kevin Durant took how many months to recover?
Oh,
And it's the
yeah,
same
he's
injury.
he's basically gonna be done until, at the very least, the beginning of the next, Clasico.
Yeah, basically.
Marcelo Ruiz, ACL, he's done, not going to the World Cup. Luis Chavez, I don't think he's gonna be back in time. You think he might? I don't know. We'll see. Do you think he's a player you wait for? Do
Oof.
you wait? Do you say, "Hey, Dynamo or wherever the hell he plays, let me get him early into camp and let me see if
Yeah,
I can play him."
I think you do wait because, and the reason I say that is because he is a specialist in the free kick, corner kick game. I mean, I think that there's gonna be a specific stress on that during the World Cup. You know how good you are on those plays. I mean, it is. I mean, when you look at the Premier League, which is the league that everyone looks in the world, I mean,
Damn
that's
Arsenal. Everyone's trying to play like Arsenal.
exactly when it's trendy. That's follow suit. And El Tri, you think about the Gold Cup, they scored more than 3 goals off corner kicks with
Cesar
Montes.
Montes was our high scorer, I think.
So that goes to show you the importance of that play for Mexico. And Chavez he has that left foot. It's crazy to say it that way, but that's why he's still considered. But we'll see what happens with Alexis and Piojo Alvarado, no? What type of level they are, but they're also the specialists, Piojo and and Alexis.
Huescas, another player who I don't think he's gonna make it in time. He's recovering from an ACL that he suffered in October, I believe, right before the October window. So those guys are done for sure. And then we talked about Chino, probably not gonna be healthy in time. Mora, who knows? I think Araujo and Chavez will be healthy enough to make the roster. I think at least one of them will make the roster. But yeah, it's kind of like a war of attrition, man. Who is the healthiest? This
Yeah,
feels like this feels
and no, and at the end of the day, Raul is still there's still uncertainty. I mean, there's still a lot of uncertainty, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Because if it could be the sense that it's a good thing having all this uncertainty because there's going to be a lot of players that are going to be like, they come fresh, they don't have that much pressure, they're not so
no one has a
polluted.
spot secured. No one's like, I got my spot. I'm not gonna go crazy. Everyone's like, no, I don't know if I'm gonna make the roster, much less
Ye-
play.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it is like I said. I mean, what is going to be Aguirre's legacy? I mean, this is a manager that has coached the national team 3 times already. And, he has some special influence for him to already be on the virtual coaching 3 World Cups for Mexico. And so, I mean, right now he still has that damn scar from 2002. It's the scar that he'll have for his entire career. And now, even having that scar, he's gonna coach the Mexican national team in a World Cup in Estadio Azteca. I mean, shoot, it doesn't get better than that. And he's
Yeah.
a lucky person, to be honest. I mean,
He played in the '86 World Cup, right?
he played in the '86 World
At
Cup,
home. At home. And now he's coaching a World Cup at home.
so it's insane. I mean, I mean, for some, it's destiny. No, it's destiny, and hopefully, there's some legacy that he leaves. And I think, like you said, I think you said it well, Role. It's good to have a roster right now where it doesn't look like everyone has a sure spot as it was the case in other years when
Yeah,
it was like you knew like Hector Herrera, Guardado, there was this click already. And right now, I'm not seeing no click. I'm seeing very like, you still see Ochoa, who's like the
but he's been
the
gone
yeah,
for
but
a
he's
long
been
time.
gone and now he's back. And
Yeah,
then now you got these new faces. You got Fidalgo in the mix, Obed Vargas. I mean, the same Obed when he comes to this camp is not gonna be the same Obed that was coming from Seattle Sounders. No, this is Obed coming from Atletico Madrid, which is
from
the
Cholo.
yeah, from Cholo school. He has this is gonna be interesting because he can be he can be cocky, but if he shows humility and he shows like I'm still a player, I'm still young and I'm wanting to learn, that makes a difference in the group. If he takes the route of the cocky, which just happened, it might not go his way. But if he takes the other route of being the hard worker, and that can make a difference in the team, especially because he's talented. That there's no way of saying that he's not talented. I mean, he's
Yeah,
going to Atletico Madrid. Going from MLS to Atletico Madrid takes a lot of talent. It's not common that.
he started
And he
for
already
Cholo
played
Simeone.
minutes.
He started a game for Cholo Simeone.
It took longer. It took Raul Jimenez longer to get those minutes than Obed Vargas. And Raul
Yeah,
arrived in the summer, and
yeah,
Obed arrived in the winter. Is way different if you arrive in the winter because you're already in the middle of the season. So it's
and
like,
they paid what, like $10 million for Raul? They
yeah, they
paid
pay
like
him.
3 for Obed, so it's not like they're like, "Hey, we gotta play him. There's a big transfer fee."
Yeah, yeah,
It's Cholo Simeone, no one tells him what to do.
yeah.
So,
And then Cholo has spoken highly of him. No, that he listens, that he's hard worker. He really understands the essence of the team. No, those are big words coming from you know I mean, the other day, I think it was Argentina has six players at Atletico Madrid, I believe, that
they got a
Scaloni.
lot of players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, Argentina is a World Cup champion. They're the defending champs, and if six players of the defending champions play for Atletico Madrid, it must be a difficult team to practice
Jimenez,
in
yeah,
every
yeah,
day.
practice.
Just practice must be crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, he's gonna see some more minutes here or there, especially as the season goes down and Atletico Madrid I think they're basically stuck in the 3rd spot in the league behind Barcelona
Yeah, but they're in the cup final.
and that's where he'll see minutes before if he's not gonna play in the
Yeah,
cup
in those
final, they'll
league
play him.
games.
Yeah,
And then and they're still alive in the Champions League.
yeah. So I'm excited for him, happy for him too,
Fidalgo's also still alive in the Europa League with Betis.
and he's been playing well too out there. He's been right in the starting lineup.
I mean, he scored a goal in Derby Sevillano in the game against Sevilla Football Club. It ended in a tie, but I mean, what a way to make your freaking the Derby de Sevilla debut with a freaking goal. Doesn't get better than that. I think that, like you said again, well, we sound like broken recorders, but it is good that the team has a big chunk of the
Hungry players.
hungry players and players that are not sure if they're actually in the final roster or not.
Yeah, out of these 26 people on the roster, I'll give you Memo Martinez, Denzel Garcia are the only 2 players I feel confident are not gonna be on the roster.
Okay.
Everyone else, like Angulo's in the bubble, but he has a chance
I think Brian Gutierrez and Chiquito are fighting for one
for
spot.
one.
Might be the case.
Yeah. Another
Or
thing
they
about
could be.
Brian, like you said, Chiquito, Brian is tall. Brian's a big boy.
And
So,
that's where
that
Chiquito's
helps.
already not really challenging.
Yeah, but this is close. Like he's been saying this for months, that the March roster, barring injuries, is going to be very close to what he brings. Now, to your point, is he going to say, "Hey, I'm bringing these 26 guys, and hey, you 4 or 5 guys, you're my backup plan, but you're not going to go to the World Cup unless there's an injury." Because, like you said, managers do it both ways. They'll bring extra players, but they'll tell them ahead of time, "Hey,
Yeah.
you're my in case of emergency. I'm telling you right now." And some players don't like that. I've heard stories of players say,
Why am I gonna
"No,
go? Yeah.
I don't
Why
wanna
why am I
go."
gonna? Yeah.
There's a story with, like, Diego Luna when they were like saying, "Hey, we're gonna you can come up there and train with the Olympic team, but you're not." He's just like, "No, I don't wanna do that," and he stayed and he balled out in MLS, and then he won a senior national team call-up, so
And
it'd be
now he's
interesting to
not
see what he
he
does.
right now, it's interesting because just switching a little bit to the US men's national team, Diego Luna is not in that roster, and
He's
this and I know he's barely returning from an injury or he
Yeah.
was out, but it's interesting that he's not included.
Yeah, the US men's national team roster, I think it's so funny that, like, coaches, like, as we've said, talk about both sides of their mouth. Like, he's gotta be getting minutes, he's gotta be seeing rhythm minutes, blah, blah, blah. And then they talk about what's his face, Reina. They're like,
Yeah.
"Well, he's not playing, but he gives a little something extra, so I'm gonna keep calling him up."
No, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I think from a Mexican perspective, we kind of live that with Vela and Giovanni in certain moments when it
Oh,
was
yeah.
like those dudes are not playing, but
Back in the day, we would use the national team to get those players minutes.
yeah.
Now, certain coaches are like, "Well, if he's not seeing minutes at his club, the national team isn't a place to regain your fitness." Just different than it obviously depends on the skill of the player.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, there's a big difference in talent. It's you can't ignore that Gio Reyna is very talented. Giovanni Dos Santos
Yeah.
was very talented. Vela, what can you say? Another name, Alexis Vega. Let's see where he's at right now. I mean, because he's coming back from an injury, he's getting minutes already with Toluca. But what version are we getting? And there is this debate on how influential he is with Toluca and with the national team. That's not replicated many
Well,
times.
with Marcel gone for Toluca, he's gonna have to step it up even more.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. But with Toluca in the sort of place that he's in, I feel like someone like Angulo supports him a lot, gives him that space, and also Paulinho with his movements. It's a different, you know, it's
You think
different.
Paulinho's gonna get called up to Portugal?
Well, we're recording on Thursday night, and that one, the Portugal Cup's coming out on Friday, and they say that Paulinho is in that roster, which
Really?
is pretty crazy, pretty remarkable when you think about it as well. John Sutcliffe from ESPN, he's saying that Cristiano is coming to Mexico, but he won't play. He'll be in Mexico to do promos as
Promotional?
well,
Just like
promotional,
Memo?
just like Memo. So I mean, I guess Messi will be in Mexico as well. All of the players that are playing 6 World Cups to be in a promo by the looks of it.
Uh, I mean, Messi's got time. It's not like he's gonna be in the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
No, no, he has plenty of time. I mean, Argentina's not playing the Finalísima against Spain. They're playing against Guatemala, I believe so, in
Yeah.
Argentina.
So Portugal plays in Mexico on Saturday, next Saturday, and then they play at the US on Tuesday, the same day Mexico plays Belgium.
They play in Atlanta, I believe. Is that the soda, the red soda, the Coke? Is that a sponsor for the World Cup? Coca-Cola, and they're based in Atlanta. So Ronaldo needs to go to Atlanta to do promos with the soda.
Welcome to,
Welcome to Gianni
2026.
Infantino's World Cup, when the parking lot costs $200.
And it has variable pricing. It goes up and down. No mames, bro. I was so excited for this World Cup.
That's
I
another
don't
story, ¿no? ¿Verdad?
ah,
Como que it's
they're
difficult.
they are not selling out, man. They are there's so many tickets. They were trying so hard to maximize their ticket revenue instead of just saying, "Here's one big sale window, everyone get your tickets," and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do this window and then this window." They fucked up, and now that the games are known, like, who's gonna be, like, the draw happened, people are like, "Why am I paying $2,000 to see Iran versus New Zealand in
Nah,
Kansas City?"
heck no. It ain't gonna work that way. No, and
No, they're having a hard time selling tickets.
no, well, that's the thing. I mean, and look, there's a lot of things going on, no, and then also when we saw the Club World Cup, there was an issue with climate. That there's
Well,
gonna be a lot of thunderstorms in Florida, and there's gonna be a lot of heat in all of the Northeast as well. So it's like, how are you gonna deal with that kind of stuff?
the scheduling for the Club World Cup is so stupid. They're like, "It's July. Let's do a kickoff at 3 o'clock, bro.
Come on.
3 o'clock in Carolina? in July.
Yeah,
That's the game. That's the first game of the Club World Cup where remember when players didn't even come out of the locker room?
yeah, yeah.
That was that game.
I mean, look, there can be cases. I mean, the national team coaches have talked about it. I think Tuchel from England has talked about it. There is they're looking into it. It's like, do we keep our players indoors? Like, why are they gotta be outside
Yeah,
if they're not
especially in the
playing?
first half. Yeah, especially in the first 20 minutes of the game. You're not gonna make a sub.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. There's a lot of things at this World Cup that might blow up in the face of Infantino.
Yeah, let's not even go down the politics of one of the clubs who made the World Cup is now essentially banned from coming into this country.
So that's another story. I'm telling you, I mean, and it's kind of sad to be honest because there is a essentially a World Cup is a fiesta, no? It's a party of the world, and right now it doesn't feel like that. It feels very disorganized, unorganized, no? In terms, they're very expensive. Politics stuff going on that is very not good. So there's a lot of tension that is not doesn't help to the well-being of this type of tournament.
And the last thing I'll say about the World Cup is that as a soccer fan based in the US, I'm done. I am done being used as an ATM. We have the Gold Cup, we got the Copa America, we got the Club World Cup, we got the World Bro, I'm tired.
Yeah, you
I'm
know,
tired, man. Estoy cansado, man. Yeah.
ya
Like,
nomás ver los en la televisión.
for real, I'm gonna go in my basement, watch TV. I'm $300 to park a mile away from the stadium.
No, and that's another issue. It's like I think there was a good article from Felipe Cárdenas on The Athletic on explaining the Hard Rock Stadium situation.
Yeah.
Hard Rock was, they had so many different moments in that Copa America and then the Club World Cup. But in the Club World Cup, it's like it's the parking situation, the Uber situation, just moving people from parking lots to the stadium was just pathetic, unorganized, and it's kind of scary when you think about it because of the heat, and all that stuff. I mean, it's
Yeah.
dangerous. It's not gonna be an easy route or easy task to do.
Yeah. Well, let's yeah, excited to see this game. I guess final word, Naive. Who are you excited to see in this window, or what are you looking forward to in this window? Whether it's tactics, players, Ronaldo's commercials, what are you looking for?
I think the 5-3-2 or that the seeing the back line of three, seeing the attack from the wing backs, Fidalgo, Obed, Quiñones, Raúl Jiménez, like we said. If we see a semblance of that on the field and it works, there you have it. The starting lineup for El Tri in the World Cup. I mean, it's as simple as that. If that works with Piojo, Quiñones, Raúl Jiménez, Richie on the right, Gallardo on the left, Fidalgo, Bet in the middle, keeping everything simple in the midfield.
Lida in the middle, dropping back,
Lead
and
out, dropping back maybe, and with Montes and Johan, it's
I'm
possible.
down. Sign me up.
Yeah, yeah, and if
And
that
then,
works out, I mean, why change it?
and who's the goalie?
Tala Rangel is the starting goalkeeper. If it works out, just repeat it, shoot, go with it, and see what happens.
Well, I'll end it on that note. Excited to see what happens this next week, whether we get blown out or whatever. I'm excited. We're getting ready for the World Cup. I'm a fan of this lineup. I'm a fan of this roster. I'm excited to see what happens.
Let's hope that there's everything's together at Estadio Azteca. I don't want to hear boos. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah,
sad, man, bro. Like
yeah.
seeing the boos or people being fed up with the team. I mean, come on, man. It's a World Cup.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm pretty sure most of those tickets are sponsor
That
tickets.
is true.
From what I heard a lot of those tickets were not even let to go for sale, and they were just for everyone who helped pay for the remodels. Those companies got tickets. That's what I heard.
Yeah, so the bank that the name of the stadium is now Banorte, so to the
Yeah,
Banorte people, to Televisa, of course, TV
yeah,
Azteca, they'll be in the stadium.
yeah. So
But they won't see Cristiano because Cristiano won't play.
he
He
might
might be on the
wave.
bench. Yeah, on the bench maybe.
Well, thanks for listening to this episode of the Colorful Kid Podcast. We'll probably get together next week. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
All right, take care.